Hello, we are group 27 of the Didactics of English course. Now we are going to discuss the process of our pedagogical practice. Well, my name is Arit Galeano. I'm developing my observational practice at the Isabel Balbuena Schools in Fuentes. I have worked with the 8th, 9th, and 11th grade. My accompanying teacher's name is William Villarreal.
Okay, hello, my name is Melissa Suarez. My pedagogical practice was in a virtual community, and the students was about 20 and 30 years old, and this days was full and amazing. The teachers was excellent, and they can explain the topic very well.
Hello, my name is Agi Diaz Castillo, and my practice are with the 6th and 8th grade in the Santo Domingo Savio School, and my accompaniment teacher is Sara Rocío Amado Zárate.
Okay, the first question is, did you perceive that the teacher planned all the class or rather improvised in the sessions? Is that planning or improvisation successful or not? Explain why.
Okay, in my class, teacher plans his sessions. I have teachers the men and women because was in a virtual community, and they always, for me, they always planned the class, and the class was successful because I can perceive that the student could learn about the topic.
For me, the age of the class we're planned with time and in advance in order to capture what their objectives we're going to be, what resulta they want to obtain it in some moments. If they went to the improvisation, where they were successfully, in case it was not those, it was a question of correcting the errors, so that the learning was of good quality.
Well, for me, during my practice, they were working with guides. It was during the third and fourth period. I didn't see that the teacher developed online class or something like that. but it does seem to me that the teacher planned his guides, and well, I think they were successful because he shared support material with them, so that the guys could review the topics before develop the guides. Um, he also shared videos with them in which he explained the topics and how to develop the guides. The second question is what pedagogical skills do you highlight of the English teacher?
The pedagogical skills that I highlight from the teacher is here dedication to the students, showing them confidence and support. In addition, she explains them um, as many times as necessary. Um, Um, in addition to using pedagogical strategies so that here class more didactics despite the distance for the situation that is presenting itself.
Okay. In my case, the teacher stand up various pedagogical skill. For example, online games. The teachers online games, for example, Kahoot, Quizzy. The teacher always play with these games. Other pedagogical skill in this case was the chat in the meetings. The teachers used to meet or Zoom, and he always used the chat for this platform. The Kahoot in this case. The students need to complete the sentence about the topic in Kahoot or quizzes. This is all.
Okay, the pedagogical skill of the teacher, I highlight the videos he made for his students. In addition to developing guides and support material, he took his time to make a video for the students. um, I also think it is good how the teacher does the students participate in activities that help them develop their English skills. For example, the school scheduled an English day, and the teacher was very active and aware of each activity that was going to be developed, and assigned his students activities that motivate them to develop their abilities. Um, the third question is what were the general attitudes of the students towards the English class, their teacher and classmates? Why do you think that happened?
Each student had attitude towards the class in different ways. There were the students who were delivered to the class, showing attention and presenting the work on time. There were those who only complete with delivered the work without understanding much, um, but it could also be seen that there were the boys and girls who didn't do any of the about it. This has because many students needed the accompaniment at home, someone to guide them, and sometimes their parents didn't even know how to read, and also it's true that those who are studying are the children and no parents, but they also need some someone to give.
Okay, now the attitudes in the class was positive, excellent, and the students always participate in the class and in the chat, and for example, reading, speak, um, and the students sometimes ask questions in the class. I think that happened because the teachers were amazing and didactic with the class, and the teacher didn't know with the structure the class, since he always put the other activities in the class, and put the right in the chat and listen to the other students or participate in the same class.
Well, I think that the students had a positive attitude because the theory of guides was developed and it was evident that they worked hard to develop their learning. I think the teacher had a lot to do with the attitude of the guide, um, because it gives them confidence and constantly encourage them to continue working on their learning. Um, well, the fourth question, do you think the students learning thanks to the skills of these teachers? Why or why not?
As I had previously said, each student had different results. Most of them achieved a great knowledge thanks to the accompaniment by the teacher. Where the commitment and dedication of their students to learn was reflected.
Okay, yes. Um, I think the student could learn with the skills because the teacher use the four skills in the class. Um, for example, the teacher use the first skill is about the reading. He used in a online games is a Kahoot, and the other the reading he used when the teacher put the slide of PowerPoint in the class and the students need to read in these sessions. The listening, sometimes the teacher put the listening in the class when put videos in YouTube or the one teacher sings in a class uh, songs about the topic. And the last one is the writing. The writing used in a class when the teacher put write in a chat and the class. I think that this element was useful for the students, and the student could learn the topics in that session.
Well, I really think that the guys did learn during this period, and that they developed their learning through guides and the materials that the teacher shared with them. It was evident in their participation each day and in how each one developed the activities that the teacher gave them. Okay, the fifth question. Would you change something in the teacher attitude? What and why? Why?
No, I would not change the attitudes of the teacher since they have achieved that throughout their career. The students show interesting in the English language. In addition, the attitude of the teacher are patient, charisma, and dedication to their profession. Um, the requirement that ask makes his student learn much better, and in addition to worrying why students uh, don't master um, no the requirements that as makes his students learn much better, in addition to worried about their mental well-being.
Okay, I don't change anything for that class, because the class had a magnific, and the teacher have patience in the class, and the teacher share the other strategies and to learn or to teach in the class. For example, the teacher Carlos Peña used his guitar for his song in the class. And for me, this is the work amp in this class. And this is the recourse that use wonderful in the class. The attitude for the teacher, for me, is the better. Um, I don't change anything and the attitude for this.
Well, I think I could be more. The teacher could be more patient with the students and allow them to help each other. It's true that the students often copy their work, but I think the teacher should encourage them to work as a team to avoid copies. I also think that the teacher attitude is evident in the presentation of the guides. Um, these were very neutral. These had a very formal presentation, and the pages were very full. So it didn't help much in the visual learning of the students. I think it's important to develop dynamic guides to call children's attention with color seeds. The next question is, in the event that the students aren't fluent in English, why do you think that happens?
Um, I think that the reason why students don't master English is because of the lack of interesting or frustrating they feel when they don't understand or the results they experience are not obtained. And another reason is that they need a guide to guide them and reinforcing their knowledge.
Okay, in this case, I think that is for other factors, because in virtual community work with different teachers and different students. And for that reason, I think that is the situation.
Um, If perhaps during the time that the guys were learning through guides, it wasn't possible for them to develop the required learning skills. I think it has a lot to do with the modality that they had to implement to continue learning during this time of pandemic. It isn't easy change from one day to the next, the way in which it is taught the learning. It is difficult for both teacher and students to adapt to such an abrupt change. So I think that this could have been the main failure. And the last question is, what skills does the teacher promote the most in students? Writing, speaking, listening, or reading? Why do you think it focus mainly on that or those skills and not all?
The skills that the teacher encourage at this time is reading and reading. I think these are for the reason that not all students have the same opportunities. Since many cannot download an audio or a video, if it were not for the problems that are being present, each and every one of the skills will be begin reinforcing.
Okay, the teacher encourage the more the students writing, speaking, and reading. Um, but they focus in the writing, speaking, and reading because the class was in a virtual and they use always this skill. And sometimes the teacher use the listening, but the students could perceive the and could couldn't perceive the listen. Um, and they prefer to use the three abilities for that class.
Well, within the guides, the teacher took into account the development of almost all learning skills. I think that the one that encouraged the most was listening because he always left audios in the guides so that after listening, they will answer some questions. So I think that this skill was the one that the teacher encouraged the most in the guide. I think the teacher focused a lot on listening comprehension because it is a very important part of learning a second language. While listening, we learn vocabulary and pronunciation, and that also helps the development of other skills.
Okay, that's right. Um, this is all for today. This is our pedagogical practice.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank you,
Claire.
mates.